Okay, so this is a little different. I'm going to show you a graph that doesn't have a straight line because, again, supply curves and supply graphs and demand graphs aren't necessarily 100% traditional. They can be. We can have numbers and it could just be, you know, like this is exactly proportional. It doesn't have to be, though. And that's kind of the beauty of it, is that we don't have to constrain ourselves to what we already know from math. We can go a little bit outside the box. Okay, so Tristan decides he's going to start a lawn care service in his neighborhood. If the price to the customer to have their lawn serviced is $1, and then it got cut off, is it looks like this is completely cut off. That's okay. So we'll fill it in together. Is $10. It says that Tristan is willing to take on 4 customers. Okay. All right. He's willing to take on 4 customers. All right. So, but you can see that it's a little different. Okay. So let's look at the differences here. So we know that he's not going to take any customers on if it's free. Okay. So if free, no customers. All right. Now, if it is $10, he's going to take on 4 customers. Okay. If it's $10, he's going to take on 4 customers. If it's $20, he's going to take on 7 customers. Okay. If it is $30, he's going to take on 9 customers. If it's $40, he's going to only take on 10 customers. Sometimes these graphs, even though they increase, they might not be, like I said, a straight line. So as you can see, 7 minus 4 is 3. 9 minus 7 is 2. 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay, so sometimes they curve up or they're a little flatter than what we think, okay? So we'll graph this in just a second. But again, I want you to take a look at what we just did here and the observations we made on this table. Let's take 20 seconds this time and tell me what you observed on this table. 20 seconds starts now. All right, so hopefully you made your observations based on what we've talked about before. All right, so let's graph this, okay? So again, we have our price, and this time we can go ahead, again, traditional 0, and we can do 10, 20, 30, and $40, okay? So 10, 20, 30, and $40, okay? So we have that down. All right. Now we need to we have to put our quantities. Just for the sake of showing you just how curves can go, as you can see, it doesn't have to be proportional. That's what I know that this is very different from what you saw in your math classes, but when you graph a supply curve, it does not have to be proportional, okay? So it can look like this, okay? Or you can make it so it is proportional and then you'll see it curve up more, all right? So just so you see, sometimes it could look, if I were to make this proportional, it would look like this, okay? But since I'm not making this proportional and this is obvious, these are different measures between them, then it's gonna be a little different, okay? All right, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and graph this, okay? So at $10, he's willing to produce 4. At $20, he's willing to produce 7. At $30, he's willing to produce 9. And at $40, he's willing to produce 10, meaning he's willing to take on these customers. Because again, we can talk about service as well, okay? So you can see that again, it's going up, all right? So let's do another 20 seconds and take a look at your curve. And you tell me, what do you see? Let's take 20 seconds starting now. Okay. All right, turn the page.